Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shouts out to everybody that comes into the room. Make sure that you guys smash that like button. Also, please help your boy out by sharing the video. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that bell icon twice. It's totally free to subscribe. So make sure that you guys hit that bell. All right. And also be sure to watch the stream all the way through to the end. Just wait. It'll take you into the premiere window for the next scheduled live stream. You guys will be able to hit the bell for an additional alert there and get that like button smashed before the stream even starts. All right. So my question for everybody as you guys come in, or if you're watching on the replay, have you heard of the incident that took place with an individual named Brandon Calloway? If you did not, you need to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Katsy. What up with it, Katsy? Good to see you as always. Shouts out to Volvo to Love. He said, did you see your Prez got that C19? That well. That well. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Carla Lockhart. Good to see you as always. So let's get into this. All right. We got an article here from Fox 13, and they're talking about a disturbing video that shows officers roughly arresting a man inside of his home. All right. So let's see what happens here.
Oakland over the weekend. It has gone viral on social media since Saturday, but we want to warn you. This video we are about to show is very graphic, and it is difficult to watch. Fox 13's Kayla Solomon joins us live from the victim's law offices in Midtown. Kayla, we just saw how that all ended up. But would you walk us through how it got started and led to that?
Merle, an affidavit from the Oakland Police Department says it all started when Brandon Calloway did not stop at a stop sign. They then proceeded to follow him to his home. When he got out of his car, said some expletive words, and he walked inside. But officers did not stop at the door of that home.
Not to this cop. I didn't do nothing to him. I thought that
On Saturday, Oakland police say they were trying to stop Brandon Calloway when Calloway got to his home and got out the car. He went inside. An affidavit from police says he came back outside the house with two people, quote, being aggressive.
What's he getting arrested? Oh, now you want to put it away. He didn't. He don't have a weapon on him. No, it does matter. It does matter.
That video shot by Calloway's girlfriend ends after another woman pulls her away from her argument with an officer, and as another officer arrives. A second video begins as this video shows officers charge into the family home of Calloway. Their report says they had.
So make sure you guys pay attention. There's a black officer there as well. All right. Did you guys catch that? Make sure that you pay attention to that.
On Saturday, Oakland police say they were trying to stop Brandon Calloway when Calloway got to his home and got out the car. He went inside. An affidavit from police says he came back outside the house with two people, quote, being aggressive.
What's he getting arrested? Oh, now you want to put it away. He didn't. He don't have a weapon on him. No, it does matter. It does matter.
That video shot by Calloway's girlfriend ends after another woman pulls her away from her argument with an officer, and as another officer arrives. A second video.
Now pay very close attention right here.
Begins as this video.
That's a brother. And I think that that's the one that she had the phone recording. And I don't think they possibly could have had an arrest warrant, Katsy, because it said that they followed him home from a traffic stop. I guess he didn't stop at a stop sign. So as a result of him not stopping at the stop sign, then this happened.
Shows officers charge into the family home of.
So you got, again, so this officer that's on camera right here, he's a black dude.
The second video begins as this video shows.
So again, like you see that. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
Those officers charge into the family home
See,
of
you can tell.
Calloway. Their report says they had to kick in a door to get to him. You see them chase Calloway into an upstairs room where Calloway's attorney said he hid behind a couch and officers began tasing him.
There you go. There goes your black cop. There goes your black cop. Shout out to KRS-One. There goes your black cop.
Stop!
Make sure the people see. You know what I'm saying? Here go my question. Why are my people right there with him, facilitating the shit? Why are people making YouTube videos calling other black people coons when you got this cat right here? That's my question. That's my question.
The affidavit from police said the taser had, quote, no effect on Calloway, so they used a baton instead, and the fight moves downstairs.
He has no weapon. Why are you chasing him? He's beating him and chasing him. He has no weapon, sir. There's no weapon. They're being aggressive.
The video then shows what appears to be
Some black people are just a little bit too happy to be a part of this kind of nonsense. I don't have any expectations for the other people. They've already set a track record for themselves. I do have expectations for black people. And I'm trying to figure out why there's a black cop here as a ringleader in this nonsense. And I'm trying to figure out why people don't call that out. I'm trying to figure out why motherfuckers look past that shit. I'm trying to figure out what kind of degenerate, pathetic ass parents raised him. I don't understand why people have expectations for people who have a long-standing history of never doing anything to facilitate any kind of justice for us. And there's a lax, you know what I'm saying? There's a head turning. There's a purposeful negligence when it comes to particular individuals like this cop here. That's that moving goalpost bullshit that motherfuckers need to shake. You know what I'm saying? There was a black cop involved with the George Floyd murder also. I expect Derek Chauvin to be a piece of shit. I don't expect another black person to be an accomplice to some bullshit like that. Daniel Pruitt. Black cop right there. Why don't anybody ever put the focus on that? The information is out there about all of those individuals, just like it's out there about anybody else. My question is, if coons are a major player and a major part of white supremacy, why the hell is there never any direct attack on these ancillary coons? Like I said, man, people been doing the same methods since back in the day, and none of that shit works. None of it works. I just did a video about a dude getting shot in the damn back. People talking about W's out here. What kind of W? Whimpering from the mom after they find out their kid got killed? What kind of W? This is the reality right here. These people just ramshack up through their house. Cops decide to pull their own pull-up summer. Black cops right there with them. Shameful, pathetic, treasonous-ass black police officers taking part in this bullshit. Y'all remember about that cop in St. Louis? where his white counterparts whooped his ass at that BLM protest when he was supposed to be undercover, that's what you will get. That's what you will get. Now, what I find fascinating is when the media asks them stupid ass questions, like when Fox News wants to ask some dumbass shit about if Black lives really matter. Okay, well, if Black lives really matter, then why the hell the Black police officers the ones that always got to go overboard or just stand there and let some white person beat the shit out of or kill another Black person? If Black lives really matter, okay, we can ask the if Black lives really matter question in that context, but nobody ever asked that question. I agree, Carla. Facts. All this over a traffic violation. Yeah, because he ran a stop sign. Now, Salvador Ramos, you know what I'm saying? Peyton Gendron, you know what I mean? Bobby Cremo, all those dudes killed people, and their arrests weren't as complicated as this. And this dude just ran a stop sign. I mean, you got his address. It's a traffic violation. Mail the motherfucker the court date and call it a day. If you think it's something else, get a warrant and come back. If that's his residence, then more than likely, if you get a warrant, it's not like he's going to be anywhere. But see, here's the thing. Civilians have to worry about surviving an arrest to make it to court. Police, not so much. Police don't really ever have to worry about surviving internal investigations to get back on patrol. If there was an actual fear that police had, you would see a decrease in this kind of event, this kind of behavior. Operant conditioning. If there was negative reinforcement, then the event would take place less. But clearly there's positive reinforcement. Things like paid administrative leave and qualified immunity. So when you have positive reinforcement, you have more of an event take place. Positive reinforcement is the same thing as incentivization. These are very simple psychological concepts that somebody would learn in a 1,000 level psychology class. So the question that I have then is, what kind of operant conditioning with negative reinforcement have we provided to prevent these kind of things from happening to us? Clearly, getting settlements that don't come out of a police officer's paycheck, this is not a deterrent. Do these people look like they're deterred from just running up in somebody's house knowing they didn't have a damn warrant? Didn't look like they were deterred. Didn't look like anybody feared for their life. And they got a black tool hugged up with them. That might be Officer Tatum himself. I guarantee you, many people, most people probably won't make a YouTube video about this black police officer. Because the way that I look at it is, when it comes to systemic issues, the focus should always be placed on white supremacy. But when it comes to remedying those issues, the formation and application of the remedies should always be placed on us as far as responsibility. Because if white supremacy affects us, then it's us that has to remedy it. You don't remedy it by filling out an application and applying for a fucking job. But a lot of people do because they pay the most. The abuse against black people is okay in society. No consequences for harming black people. Who's responsible for applying the consequences? Whose responsibility is survival? When you wake up in the morning, does society feed you or do you feed yourself? When you get bills in the mail and you open those bills, are they addressed to society or are they addressed to you? When a police officer is applying violence to you, is he applying violence to the society or is he applying violence to you? There's going to be one day some kind of existential event that's going to make people snap and no longer be able to ignore this nonsense. And they're going to be forced, as scared and as undecisive and all the procrastination that people have, they're going to be forced to deal with this directly. And all the time that people turn their heads, purposely do ineffective remedies to deal with this stuff, all the time that could have been used to strategize and come up with effective remedies is going to be wasted. And then it's going to be the moment of truth. Except the only problem is that that moment of truth ain't going to have anything to do with Professor Black Truth. That's going to be your moment of truth. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Bronze the God. First member, well, technically, first member of the rebirth of Black Light Revelations 2. Actually, I think Bronze the God was the first member of the first Black Light Revelations 2. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's interested in a membership, those memberships definitely help the channel. The lowest tier is only 99 cents. It helps us to continue to provide more and frequent content. You also get a cool name and a free super chat every month. And you can also check out Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Patreon is $5 a month. Help us to get into position to where we can not only expand and do more content, but be independent. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man RG Titan. What up with it, bro? So make sure you guys show some love to my man Bronze the God. Throw some radiation emojis in there, some flames. Let's continue.
Be a sheriff's deputy walk in.
No, you will not. Don't put your hands on me. Do not put your hands on me.
The affidavit picks up saying that the taser and batons both did not work and, quote, Calloway continued
Yeah, you
to
can
resist
download the
arrest,
Patreon
but
app.
once in a bedroom.
Look how they're doing him. I'm hurry. Stop hitting him. Stop. Brandon, stop resisting. Brandon, just stop resisting. Just stop. Just stop. No. Just get on the ground. Get on the ground, Brandon. Get on the ground.
But while on the
So now you see the black cop had his hand around his neck.
No. Just get on the ground.
You see that? That's your brother. Hand around his neck. I don't know how legal that is, but it's not a good aesthetic.
Get on the ground, Brandon. Get on the ground.
But while on the ground, this happens, according to Calloway's attorney.
So there's that. Again, a black cop. Now, here's what's the funny thing. When it comes to this situation, more than likely, the black cop, he's going to get that big sentence. More than likely, you probably won't even know that white dude's name.
Get on the ground, Brandon. Get on the ground.
But while on the ground, this happens, according to Calloway's attorney.
In this video, you can see in the house when the force is being exerted, you can see one of the officers who I believe to be one of the white males, but you all will have to verify that for yourselves. Let the video speak for itself. He's putting his foot on the head area and the neck of Brandon Calloway.
So now maybe it was one of the white officers, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter. Once you've decided to get a paycheck from white supremacy, I mean, you may have black skin, but you're a white supremacist as far as I'm concerned. Now, there's some people that don't agree with that. You know, there's some people that have their own silly ways that they look at certain things. I don't care. That's how I look at it. When you decide to take a paycheck for white supremacy and you attempt to harm black people, in my eyes, you become a white supremacist. That's the only way that you can become a white supremacist. And that right there, silly people ask silly questions about how black people can be white supremacists. That's how. I don't buy none of the other petty ass, stupid ass shit that people talk about on YouTube. I only pay close attention to objective reality. And that is the objective reality, whether people like it or not. That black cop, any of those black cops that just stand around and let black people get abused excessively, those people are just as much of a threat, if not a worse threat, than the white cops. They're all on the same team. If I'm playing 5-on-5 basketball and there's a black point guard and a black center and a white forward, I don't give a shit about none of that. Fuck the whole other team. I'm trying to score. I'm trying to win the game. So it don't matter what team somebody's on. Because Dr. Claude Anderson said that race and racism are team sports. But it's funny how when it comes to elders and, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, people like Neely Fuller Jr., it's just like the Bible. People pick and choose which talking points make them feel good and leave out the stuff that don't sound so good. I'm going to tell you guys something. When you take medicine, sometimes if it's in a capsule, the capsule may taste sweet, but the stuff inside is disgusting. But if you empty out the pill and you just lick the capsule, you're not going to get any better. Because that medication doesn't give a shit about your taste buds. It cares about the ailment that it's trying to eliminate. And until people decide to take that approach with reconfiguring the world order, then the world order is going to be. And if 400 years of life on repeat isn't enough evidence to solidify that fact, just give up.
Now, according to that affidavit and also Calloway's attorney, Calloway had to get 8 stitches on both his head and his face, and he also is facing charges of disorderly conduct, evading arrest, and more. Now, earlier today, Fox 13 spoke to the police chief of Oakland Police Department. His name is Chris Earl. He had this to say about this investigation.
Our officers are well trained. So as far as
Did we witness well-trained officers? Did we just witness a well-rounded, well-trained, uniformed police department? Is that what that was? Is that what we saw? I missed that part of the video. I'm pretty sure I watched it, but I missed that part, the part with the police officers that were well-trained. Facts, RG Titan. My man RG Titan says we witnessed white supremacist trained officers. Facts.
As far as any allegations go, we just need to look at the investigation and see where everything comes out.
Merle, back to you.
Okay, so Kayla, we heard his girlfriend screaming, "There are no weapons. There are no weapons." You did not mention a weapons charge. Do we know if Calloway had any weapons on him or where he was coming from?
So according to Calloway's attorney, he did not have any weapons on him, no gun, no knife, nothing. And his attorney also said that Calloway was finishing up a DoorDash call. He was delivering food and he was heading back home from that food delivery.
Thank you for walking us through a disturbing piece of video, an incident that was disturbing in and of itself. Kayla Solomon is live tonight. Thank you.
All right, so there's that. Now, we just did a video talking about this kind of thing. This guy is very fortunate that he survived. You know what I'm saying? So now there's an investigation going on about this. Take a wild guess who's doing the investigation. Same people. Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. So we're going to check out this video here.
We do have some new information for you tonight. The TBI will now investigate the circumstances surrounding a violent arrest in Fayette County. We told
Shouts
you
out to my
yesterday
man,
about
Iron
a
Will. What up with
viral
it, bro?
Facebook post claiming that Oakland police officers racially profiled and beat up a young man in his own home. Oakland police are telling us that Brandon Calloway was aggressive when they tried to arrest him Saturday. They said that a
Shouts out to
taser
my man
had
Joseph
no
Hall.
effect.
What up with it, bro?
So they used their batons. The Fayette County District Attorney says that he asked the TBI to investigate the arrests and the use.
Do you guys see all the blood on his face? Now, again, this is the difference, right? Traffic stop running a stop sign versus murdering people. You saw how Bobby Cremo was detained. Now you're looking at somebody who ran a stop sign.
Of the force that was involved.
All right, so there's that. All right. So now here it says TBI called to investigate rough arrest of a man inside of Oakland home. Now this is Oakland, Tennessee. All right. So it's not Oakland, California. It's Oakland, Tennessee. The district attorney says a Facebook post claiming Oakland police officers racially profiled and beat up a young man in his own home has gone viral. All right. So now let me just ask you guys a question. Why would black police officers participate in a racial profiling? Why? Why do we see that so often? Like I said, there was a black officer there when George Floyd was killed. There was a black officer there when Daniel Pruitt was murdered in cold blood. Black officer here. People always ask that question. Well, if there was more black police officers, if there was more black police officers, what? I'm almost scared of what the outcome would be. Look at what goes on with the black police officers who are on the police force now. If there were more black police officers, what exactly? That would just make more buffers for white police officers to have them around while they do some disgusting police behavior. What is that going to do? Shouts out to Carla. Welcome back. So now here it says the photo in the post is very graphic. It shows a man on the ground with a bloodied face and an officer grasping his shoulder and back during an arrest. All right. The family identified the man in the photo as 25-year-old Brandon Calloway. So pay very close attention. Now, you have to ask yourself about patterns. The guy that we just talked about that got killed, what was his name? Robert Adams. If I'm not mistaken, he was 27 years old. This individual here is 25 years old. So there's a clear pattern of not only a race demographic, but a combination race and age demographic that these police departments and these police officers target for harassment and murder. Now, I'm sure there's an age range. We can start keeping track of that. But that tells you that there's a pattern. The same demographic of police officers commit the crimes against the same demographics of victims. So what does that say? Shouts out to Donna. So now here it says the post, which was made by Calloway's sister, accuses Oakland police officers of racially profiling Calloway and beating him up in his own home. So now, see, this is the problem when you get coons involved. Now you got a couple black officers who were there on the scene, participating, having fun with their buddies on a little late night hunting excursion. You know what I'm saying? And then you have an idiot like Officer Tatum who's going to say, well, it couldn't have been racial profiling because there were black people involved. Let me ask you guys something. If you work for a company, you're an employee of that company. You wear a name tag, just like how the police wear a name badge, but you follow company policy. If you're an employee of Microsoft, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, LGBTQ, you're an employee of Microsoft. If you're an employee of a white supremacist entity or a white supremacist associated entity, you're an agent of white supremacy. You get your paycheck from the United States Corporation of America, whose business is racism and white supremacy. It's not rocket science. There's some people that just have no values, no ethics, no sense of loyalty, no sense of morality, no sense of anything, no common sense. And they'll do anything for a paycheck, anything. Being a police officer, that's not as low as they'll go. They'll do other things. Let the police officer position not be available. They'll do something else. Robb was 23. Okay. Thanks, Carla. So you're seeing it now. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So now here it says video of the incident shot by Calloway's sister shows officers chasing Calloway through the home. Now, instead of asking, was there a warrant? What do you guys think that the white media and what do you think that white people and non-black people who watch this video are going to say? Well, why didn't he just listen? I mean, why doesn't anybody just listen? How many people just listen? Why didn't they just follow procedure and go get a arrest warrant and arrest him for evading arrest or whatever they might have arrested him for, whatever violation they could have got him for when he didn't, I guess, stop at the stop sign? Or, again, a stop sign violation, that's just a ticket. Why didn't they just mail the ticket? They've got traffic cameras, and if you run the red light or if you get caught speeding on a traffic camera, those just mail a ticket. So you mean to tell me that That's acceptable in one instance, but in another instance, it requires somebody to run in somebody's house? Really? Does that make any sense? So now here it says at one point, Calloway can be seen with blood covering his face. The video shows officers tasing Calloway. According to an arrest affidavit, the officers used their batons on Calloway after the tasers had no effect. Fox 13 spoke to the Calloway family. He's a college graduate. He got his degree from UT Chattanooga. Just a great kid, you know, never been in trouble, no records, nothing like that, said Ed Calloway, Brandon Calloway's father. Calloway's father said he wants people to know his son was a good person. Me personally, it doesn't matter if you're the scum of the earth. It's not a death sentence to not be a saint. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm not a good Samaritan. I'm not very nice. I'm slightly antisocial. I don't give two flying fucks. That doesn't give the police the right to just come up and whoop my ass. Nowadays, a black person has to be a Yale graduate, class president of their senior graduating class, a top tier athlete, an aspiring medical student, and do 80 hours of community service a week in order to avoid getting killed by the police and to be acceptable by the public of the United States. I got to go to a trailer park and explain to a bunch of meth heads that I'm gearing my life so that I can be a record-free politician to not catch a bullet. Man, miss me with the bullshit. I'll be a proud scoundrel. Better not put a bullet in me if I didn't do anything wrong to you. Not gonna hide behind some fake morals, some fake values. I gotta be the shining star. I ain't no shining star. If anything, shit, I'm a black hole. I don't care. If I didn't do anything illegal, I didn't do anything illegal. I'm not about to kiss somebody's ass with accolades. Family just got to put up a billboard. He was a saint. See the halo around his head? See these devil horns on my ears? So, I didn't do anything. Gatsy. They did all that just because he wouldn't submit. That's a fact, Joseph. They want black people to be submissive when confronted by white authority. If not whiteness, absolve any crime committed in its pursuit. Facts. As a matter of fact, that's an excellent comment. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And that's one of the reasons why people have to say, oh, no, he was such a good boy. He was such a good one. Nah, I got in a couple fights in my lifetime. I got bumps and bruises. Sometimes I can just be a downright asshole. If I didn't break any laws, better not touch me. I'm not hiding behind no accolades. I'm not about to sit up here and say that I was a deacon at some church. I mean, I don't care about none of that. If I didn't do anything, I didn't do anything. I had a right to be left alone. And if you don't leave me alone, I got the right to defend myself. Not about to sit up here and make some nerd resume to justify. You need to justify why you whooped my ass. I don't need to justify why I got my ass whooped. The hell? Personality-wise, he's a very independent-minded person. I mean, not after somebody takes a baton upside your head and your brains is leaking all over your damn face. Just likes to enjoy life, energetic, very positive guy. Well, maybe all of that positivity is what neutralized the negative electricity charges coming from out of that taser, and maybe that's why I didn't harm him. Maybe. So how did things escalate so quickly, and how did the officers take things so far? Again, life on repeat. Do we really have to ask questions that we know the answers to? See, that's one of the reasons why people say that I'm antisocial. That's one of the reasons why people say, Rob, Rob, you're kind of an asshole. I don't like people asking me the same questions 50 million times. I don't like people telling me the same shit a bunch of times either. That's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, to be 100% honest, that's actually a sign of cognitive decline, and it's a sign of dementia. So how did things escalate so quickly? Let me tell you something. Things escalated when you were born and you realized you had black skin in this world. That's when the escalation started. Fox 13 went to Oakland Police Department for answers. So now I don't know. I think this might be the same video that was played up there. So I'm not going to play that. Graphic video, Facebook post claims officers racially profiled, beat up man inside his home. According to the police narrative, everything started at Oak Ridge Drive and Riverdale Drive on Sunday when Calloway failed to stop at a stop sign and sped away from police. All right, so they should have body cam video that supports that. But all that does is support this claim right here. It doesn't support any justification of them entering his house illegal and doing what they did. Okay. Shouts out to my man I'll Be Black, and also shouts out to my man Keldrick. What up with it, bro? The narrative says Calloway refused to stop for the officer and kept driving to a house and ran inside. It says he came back out with two people who ran up to the officer with, quote, extreme aggression. Okay, are we going to get a definition behind that with exact events? Did they come walking up to the officers with tiki torches telling the officers, you will not arrest us, you will not arrest us, you will not arrest us, and then somebody ended up getting shot and killed? Did that happen? Is that what happened? Somehow I doubt it. The officers called for backup and another officer arrived. The document says as police were trying to take Calloway into custody, he ran back inside. It says officers kicked in the front door and tried to use a taser, which had no effect. Now, what's the legalities behind these officers kicking in the front door? We don't even know whose home that is. Now, my question is, there might be some problems there if the homeowner didn't authorize entry. Cassie says that's an illegal entry. You guys agree or do you guys disagree? I got to agree with Cassie. I think that's an illegal entry. So now it says the document says officers then used a baton to get him to comply. Eventually, the document says Calloway stopped resisting and was taken into custody. Calloway was taken to a hospital where he reportedly needed 8 stitches on his face. Oakland Police Chief Chris Earl confirmed the department is looking into what happens. Aren't they always? And then what are they going to do? Create a process to do it more efficiently without getting caught the next time? This is what's so crazy about it. Keldrick says definitely illegal. They put this information on the police report. That's how emboldened these officers are. They put that info on the police report, ladies and gentlemen. So they truly just, they just don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about any kind of anything. You know what I mean? When you can go ahead and put down that you didn't follow procedure, when you can go ahead and just put down that you didn't do what it was that you were supposed to do, you were completely out of bounds, completely out of pocket, and you can just comfortably put that on a police report, man, you got it. You got it. So now here it says our officers are well trained. So as far as any allegations go, we just need to look into the investigation to see where everything comes up. Didn't we just hear that same line last video? I wonder who writes these templates. Didn't we just hear this same line last video? If we heard this line just last video with Robert Adams, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Facts. Well-trained in police corruption, well-trained in police brutality, and well-trained in incompetence. Brandon Calloway faces numerous charges, including evading arrest, resisting stop, disorderly conduct, and speeding. That's interesting. And the police are facing anything? Fayette County District Attorney Mark Davison told Fox 13 that he asked the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations to investigate the circumstances of the arrest and use of force involved. So there's that. There's that, ladies and gentlemen. And as usual, you guys already know what I'm about to ask. What's your thoughts? What do you guys think about this? Let's play a game. The game is called How Many More Times Are We Going to Do the Same Video Before 2023? You guys leave a number in the comment section. Maybe I'll play one of them on the pick 3. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, make sure that you stick around all the way through to the end. It'll take you to the next scheduled live stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel that live stream is on, make sure that you hit the bell. Also, make sure that you hit the like, and I will catch you all on the next video. All right.